Seahawks returned to practice today with the biggest news coming off the field as much as it was on the field. The breaking news is that the Seahawks announced that tackle Abe Lucas would be placed on the injured reserve list. That designation and that move means that Lucas will miss the next 4 games. The club also announced the signing of 2 undrafted rookies in Raiqwon O'Neal from the Tampa Bay practice squad and Mcleandon Curtis. He is from the Las Vegas practice squad. And yesterday, the team announced that they signed 19-year veteran Jason Peters to the practice squad. And on the field today, the good news was that it marked the return of Jamal Adams and also Devin Weatherspoon. So, okay, here's some video and some B-roll from him.
Detroit looked great on opening night in Kansas City. They've had a lot of momentum coming off their year last year and a lot of positive stuff going on. Big op for them to come back home, opening game and all that kind of stuff. So it's going to be a real challenge environment, which is great. We need to get in those situations and see how to handle the noise and how to handle just the ruckus of it all. So it's a really good matchup for us coming up. We need hard ones, we need tough ones, and so here they come. It's a good balanced football team. The way they play and their style, Coach Campbell's done a great job getting these guys rolling, and they got a really good format to them. And so we're getting our game tuned in, and we've got to get ready to play a really good football game for 4 quarters. We looked last week, first half was one way and the second half was another way, and so we have to finish better than we did. So that's what's at hand, week in and week out. So they're really good and solid, and he's in command of all of it. He gets the ball out of his hands really well too in the play-pass game, which has always been, even back to his Ram days, has always been a feature of him. And so you've got to be on your stuff, we always have to play the running game first to not let them do that. But that doesn't mean you got these guys. He's got enough throws in him and enough accurate decision making and all of that he can get you. So he's playing like a really well-equipped veteran quarterback. He's got all the stuff right now. So they're both hurt, and so we'll see how this goes. You'll see us be a little bit active. We've already worked to get Jason Peters in here, and which is a remarkable thing in itself, going into his 20th season. So you'll see us. We're going to respond to how they wind up doing this week.
You try to let them know that it's a long season, and that wasn't a performance that we wanted to have for the first opening game, but we can't let that drag into the next week. We got to be focused on this week, and I feel confident we'll get there. I think it's just kind of getting rid of the leaky yardage, because sometimes they were catching the ball and kind of falling forward, so getting rid of that. They did a good job of kind of pushing our coverage, which ultimately led to more throws over the middle. But I think we get tighter, make our tackles, and get some pressure week on.
Love the shoes, by the way.
Thank you.
I love the shoes, yeah.
Appreciate it.
Just what you've seen so far from the Lions on film, the challenges they'll present. Obviously, their offense looked really good last week as well. So.
Yeah, I mean, they do a really good job complementing the run game, with their passing game. I think the run game is really special. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to run it, 30, 40 times or whatever. I think Goff's done a really good job with his play action since getting the ball to his target. So, last game they just did a really good job of establishing a run, getting the ball into his playmaker hands. And, you gotta get that bad taste out of your mouth. You definitely didn't want to perform that way. And so you see guys more focused, you see guys on the details, and that's what's going to take to beat this Lions team.
Okay, there you had it. You had the B-roll, and you had the podium today. We had Pete Carroll and also Bobby Wagner just talking about the team and where to move forward. And you also saw the injury report. What does this all mean? It means the Seahawks will have to be at their best against a 1-0 Detroit Lions team who they play 10 o'clock on Sunday morning without, their best offensive line right now. And they're banged up there, and there's just really no way to get around that. I told you about Abe Lucas and also Charles Cross was injured, which means that Storm Forsythe and Jake Kern, who subbed in for both of them last Sunday in the second half, which didn't go so well, really are the main options that they have. Peters, he signed. We talked to him today in the locker room, but for him, he said he'll be ready. He could be ready on Sunday, but most likely in 2 weeks. It's just not enough and I would say the same thing for Curtis and O'Neal. I mean, those three players coming in, you just can't get ready at that position within a week. And another player I talked to was Evan Brown. During the open locker room session, he said the same thing. He said it doesn't matter who plays there. It's up to him as the leader of that offensive line to kind of get everybody ready. So, we're just going to wait and see all week. And I doubt you'll know who the starters are. They're not going to tell us. Probably be a game day decision, the gamesmanship that goes on in the NFL as to who will start at the two tackles for the Seahawks. But, the good news, as I said, with Witherspoon practice today, and so did Jamal Adams. And everybody knows that the defense could use some help from the VMAC in Renton. I'm Osvita Maria for the CascadiaSports.net.